standing next to me is the executive chef at Steenberg Farm. I'm talking about Kerry Kilpin. Now, you have just been with us from the very first days here on Afternoon Express. But here you are, 2020, and you are about to whip up some absolute magic. So what's for starter, what's for main, and what's for dessert?
So we're going to start off this afternoon with a little parsley and courgette soup. And that's going to be served with a sunflower seed pesto and toasted ciabatta. And then for our mains, we're going to move on to a little grilled sirloin on some baby spinach with a green bean and edamame salsa, and finish it with a nice little whole grain mustard sauce.
And for dessert?
And then we're going to get a little bit decadent, and we're going to make a little vanilla bean and raspberry tart, and drizzle that with a whole lot of chocolate.
Delicious. South Africa, if that sounds like everything you want to get involved with, please do head over to afternoonexpress.co.za and you'll get the full recipe and ingredients list so you can cook along with us. Now, on social media, we have asked you, ladies, some food gets all the glory but none of the flavor. So I want to find out from you on social media, what is the most overhyped ingredient? What is just overrated and you just don't get the hype? Use that hashtag Afternoon Express. But let's start cooking.
Fantastic. So we want to just get going with our soup to start with. I'm going to just get this hot. And we're going to just chop up an onion and sweat that off. And to that, we're going to add some potato, which we've going to grate lightly, and then top in some full cream milk and let that come to the boil and let our potatoes soften. Once our potatoes are nice and soft, we're going to be able to add the courgettes that Tumi's grating for us.
So essentially, Tumi, please may you just break down the incredible ingredients and the vegetables that are coming through here. I know we're making a courgette and parsley soup, but I was a person who didn't even understand what a courgette was. I call them zucchini.
Oh, correct. I call them baby marrows.
Yeah, baby marrows, absolutely. So, Tumi, what do you have over there?
Yes, so I've got a couple of courgettes that I'm going to be grating up. So the whole idea here is to try and keep the flavor from the courgette, because you've just mentioned now ingredients that actually lose their flavor. If you overcook a courgette, it basically becomes bland. So that's why we're only going to add this to the soup towards the end. We're going to cook everything else so that when we add it there, it basically just absorbs the flavor, and when we blend it, it basically just, mellows out everything. So I'm just going to grate those for now, and then also get prepping with the garlic and the other ingredients that are going to
I love that. And Anele, on our side, we're holding down the carb. I love myself a good carb. But what are you preparing here? I'm smelling that garlic.
I know, can you smell this garlic? It's so strong. So I'm going to make a delicious pesto. So what I've added in here is a bit of garlic. And I always add a bit of salt when you grind it, because it just makes it easier to grind. Kerry, why do we add salt in here? It's actually to get the juices going and to make it grind easier.
Yeah, and we also want to bring out that delicious flavor of those sunflower seeds that we're going to add to that pesto.
Yeah.
A little bit of seeds are quite bland, and if you add a bit of that salt, it really just brings out the flavor nicely, and you also like the coarseness of the salt helps grind. So it kind of has two features, putting it in that pestle and mortar. It helps the friction to get that those seeds to grind down, because they're quite hard. You're going to get a bit of a workout there this afternoon.
I love that. So you're adding your cheese, you've got that garlic, and then you're going to be putting together that very tasty pesto. I'm very excited to taste that, because I love myself a green pesto. And on my side here, what I've got some bread, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some oil, just paint almost, each side of the bread, and then I'm just going to also flavor it with some salt and pepper very lightly, and then I'm going to put it on the grill. Now, because I almost want these to toast and get golden brown, I have the heat quite high up, making sure it's not to burn, but just to get that golden brown color. And as Anele has said, she's got some seeds here that she's also going to ask me to roast.
Yes, if you can start roasting those.
Already.
I'm going to need those, but please make sure you don't burn them. You can just put in the other pan. Add them to the other pan over there. Kelly, when roasting seeds, it is to bring out that beautiful flavor and nuttiness.
Yeah,
eh?
we want to accentuate that nuttiness. So
Yeah.
you eat them raw. You can eat them raw. They're lovely and healthy, but they're not nearly as nutty in flavor as they are when you toast them. So we really want to bring out that nice nuttiness to them.
Nice, okay. It seems like our pots are moving and shaking here in the kitchen. I'm very excited to get to that end product. But if you just joined us and you're wondering what's cooking on our Afternoon Express cook-along, we're making a delicious courgette and pesto soup here, and I'm very excited about that. We've got the parsley, we've got the garlic. Utumi right over there is making sure the courgettes are beautiful. If you do not know what a courgette is, you can call it a baby marrow, you can call it a zucchini. It goes by different names, but it tastes absolutely delicious. It's healthy, it's nutritious, but more than anything, we're adding our Clover full cream milk to the mix.
Yes, we are. It's enriched with, so many vitamins and minerals. It is basically has passed 55 quality tests for it to get here. So we know that we're using a quality product that actually goes the long way. The one thing we constantly mention is the fact that it stays fresh for up to 18 days.
Yes, and you know what, to me, that is amazing. But you know what I saw this weekend, guys?
Yeah.
I was away for the weekend, and there in McGregor, in the middle of the street, a guy was walking with milk. And what milk? Clover, because I saw the blue bottle. He was like walking down the street, and I nearly wanted to take a pic. But it is so recognizable in the stores, you know?
And do you know what I love about that story, Anele? It just says that through level 1, even our blue bottle is taking a shot left and touring South Africa. I love that. The travel industry is truly booming, and we have got some of our best friends to come along with the ride. The creaminess of that full cream milk. Look at how it pours into that bowl. I'm very much looking forward to enjoying the decadence of the soup. Kerry, so how far are we on this?
So what I've done is I've just done one last thing. I've added a clove of garlic, which I chopped up, just for some fun and games. With your clove of garlic, get a good smash in like that, and it is super easy to peel. And so you can just chop it up and pop it in your soup. I've added one, so I'm not going to add any more because I don't want it to be too garlicky, as we're adding a bit of garlic into our pesto as well.
Delicious.
I can't have enough garlic in all my stuff. That's one thing I can say.
We're also going to add to it a little bit of grated nutmeg. Nutmeg's such a fun spice to use. You know, when you use the nutmeg whole like this, it's got a much stronger flavour, which is fantastic. And one of the things I just recently learned is it doesn't deteriorate the whole nutmeg. So the ground spice, after a couple of months, its shelf life goes, but the whole spice, you can keep it indefinitely.
Oh, wow.
And it doesn't deteriorate, which is fantastic.
Got some whole nuts, raw nutmeg that I bought in Zanzibar about 5-6 years ago. You think I can still use them?
Definitely. That's according to Wikipedia.
And all you do, I know you've used a grater there, but you can use any grater in your kitchen to grate it on the fine side.
Anything on the fine side.
Okay.
And the one thing is you must remember that it is much stronger than the ground.
Okay. Wow.
So you're going to use a little bit less. But the fun thing with nutmeg is I think a lot of people don't necessarily know what the difference between nutmeg and mace is.
Oh. And what is that?
Do you know what that is?
I know, but I'm not going to say. Do you know what it is?
So nutmeg is the flesh part of the fruit. So if you had to take imagine an apricot.
Yes.
And you've got the pit of the apricot, that is what the nutmeg is, and the flesh part is the mace.
Oh, wow.
And did you know that it's beautiful red? When you see it in the trees or when you buy it, the mace and the nutmeg, it is like red on the outside.
Beautiful. Yes.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, South Africa, if you're cooking along with us, you can see the bread is being toasted. We're whizzing up our soup. I just want to head you over to a quick recap just to find out how we got to where we are, and then we'll be putting the finishing touches on our dish.
Made with love by Clover.